Please note that this video was recorded pre-COVID-19. We are constantly reviewing our processes and procedures to reflect government guidelines, including in relation to social distancing, to ensure our customers, staff and colleagues remain safe. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Anderson-Daw. I'm Head of Partnerships at K&H, and I'm also responsible for tenant involvement activities. In a few moments, my colleagues, some of the heads of service, are going to talk to you about some of the comments and questions that were raised at the service planning conference that was held last October in Huddersfield. The event, which was specifically for tenants and leaseholders, attracted around 50 tenants and was an opportunity for you to tell us about what our service priorities should be for the year ahead. What we also took the opportunity to do at that event was to share with you some of the feedback from a short survey that we conducted last summer. That specific survey was about showing you what K&H monies are spent on and giving you the opportunity to tell us if we've got the balance right, i.e. how should we be spending more in some areas, less in other areas, or are there areas that we're not actually spending money in that's important to you? The event, which was called Your Home, Your Place, Your Services, Your Voice, is one example of how K&H is striving to ensure that tenants' voice remains at the heart of everything that we do, and is very much the principle behind the tenant involvement strategy called Get Involved. What I hope you take away from this video today is a real commitment that K&H is striving to ensure that you have the opportunity to influence all the services that we provide, and also future service that we want to provide. I'll hand you over to my colleagues now. I'll just let you know that this video will also be uploaded onto K&H's internet and the digital platform, Get Involved. And we will also make sure paper copies are available should you wish. Thank you.
So we take feedback very seriously. It's very important that you continue to feedback to us so we can keep improving the services that we provide. So some of the things that you wanted to talk to us about were around the delivery of planned improvement works to existing council housing. In particular, the lack of consideration when we're planning improvement works, better maintenance to avoid floods, i.e. leaks in flats, so better quality control around the works that we carry out. The delivery of fire doors across the borough. You said that you'd like us to modernise existing homes up to the same standard and update the condition of communal areas and make homes bigger. You also said that you'd like new homes and the homes should be accessible, more extra care homes and more 4-bedroom homes, and you'd like us to improve security to existing homes. So we take disruption very seriously, and we try and take all efforts to plan works meticulously. We carry out a lot of consultation with yourselves, with our customers before we plan any works. When we're undertaking the works, we continually consult with customers to make sure that we're not causing too much disruption. So all of our engineers are highly qualified. We try and minimise any kind of damage to the property, any existing components, any installations. The works are checked at various stages, and they're checked by a number of staff, highly qualified staff, and the works are eventually signed off by supervisors. So there is very little chance that a leak can occur and cause flooding to the property. So in relation to fire doors, we've got a massive programme of installing fire doors throughout the borough. It's following a big survey programme and following a number of fire risk assessments that we carried out. In total, we are installing around 5,600 doors to blocks of multiple occupation and blocks that have common access and escape routes. The reason we haven't installed any fire doors until now is because we've been waiting for some clear advice and guidance from local government, and that's now been established following the Hackett review and the Grenfell inquiry. We've been very busy over the past year collecting accurate stock condition data. What that does is it tells us where we need to invest in housing, where the priorities are, and what we need to do to bring housing up to a minimum standard. We're now finalising a 30-year improvement programme. That will provide us a clear programme of where we're going to carry out improvement works, where we're going to modernise homes, That will also capture in external areas, so communal areas. So we'll be carrying out works not just to homes, internally and externally, but also to the immediate environment and communal areas where those homes are located. The homes will be brought up to a modern standard. We are establishing a Kirklees standard which goes beyond decent homes. So really excited and pleased to announce that we've now got a cabinet approval to start building new council homes. It's taken us around 7 months of putting together reports, feasibility studies, and presenting a case that we should start building council homes. We built the first homes in Golka very successfully, albeit there were only 8 homes, but we've now got an approval to start building homes every year. We've got some ambitious targets, and we'll be providing cutting-edge homes. We'll be using modern technology, off-site manufacturing, and we'll build to a zero carbon standard. What does that mean? It means that there'll be new homes available to meet the current waiting list. It's really good news. It's perfect timing, so we can start to deliver new homes for much needed occupation throughout the borough.
Hi, I'm Dave Brooke. I'm Head of Operations for K&H Property Services, and I'll be giving feedback today regarding the improvements we could possibly make to the repair service. One of the points raised was regarding sort of feedback to tenants and operatives knowing what they're doing when they arrive at the job. Over the years, things have sort of probably slipped a little bit, and things have been a little bit confused regarding what we do repair and what we don't repair. As part of that, we're introducing something called the Repairs Hub, and we'll be very clear about what repairs we do and perhaps what we don't do. And one of the things the Repairs Hub will do is deal with customers who perhaps got concerns that their repair won't be carried out, or actually, if it does require doing because they might have a vulnerability or something like that, there'll be the source of communication between the tenant, the delivery teams, and obviously customer services at KD. One of the other points raised was the simplicity for customers to get through to the repair service. Similar to the Repairs Hub, one thing we want to do is we'll strike up some communication. If the job sits outside the responsive repairs, the hub will be the place that people can contact. So KD will deal with the operational responsive repairs as they currently do now. For anything that's a little bit more difficult or wants some further communication will be dealt with by the hub. And the intention is that part of the feedback that we get is customers find it difficult to get through if it's a non-responsive repair and it sort of disappears a little bit and we're not great at communicating that back. So one thing we did say we'll do is that hub will be that sort of one point of contact. And hopefully that will improve communication streams and actually a little bit of clarity around where we are with things and what we can do next. One of the other points raised was regarding communication when jobs are being completed. This is particularly around external repairs where the tenant might not always be in. One thing we are looking at exploring is sending a text out to the customer once the work's complete. This sort of links to customer feedback and an opportunity to provide satisfaction feedback, but also you would know the repairs were complete. And like I say, sometimes it's not obvious if it was a gutter repair or roof repair or something like that. So that will provide clarity. And finally, the other point raised was regarding operatives wearing foot protection when they come into properties. I am aware that certain individuals do this on a regular basis, but I'm also aware that others don't. One thing we did say we'll do for this next 12 months as part of the service plan is introduce this as mandatory. I think it's a good thing to do, and it also shows a level of respect for customers' properties, and also, you know, it sort of avoids complaints and insurance claims and things like that. So I think it's the right thing to do, and we'll look at doing that in the very near future.
Hello, I'm Sarah Clayton, Head of Housing Management here at K&H. It was great to speak to so many people at last year's Tenant Conference event. It's really important that we continue to get feedback on our services. So I'm feeding back on issues around housing management, and I'd like to start with some positives that we had. The feedback was that K&H is generally really good at cleaning up areas. This is great to hear, and we understand how important it is, and it's great to see all the hard work from the staff, particularly caretaking teams, recognised. The second area we had feedback on was that the ASB services have improved. Again, this is really important to hear as we continue to look at how we can improve those services, as we know how important they are and the impact they have on our residents. People fed back that they found the estate inspection regime really useful, and this is a great way, an important way for housing officers to see and hear about issues firsthand on our estates from both the residents and councillors. We did have a couple of questions from people. The first one was, could we increase housing inspections with more face-to-face contact? We will be visiting some of our tenants every year. This might be because they live in a particular building type, or because we haven't heard from them for quite a long period of time, not even had a repair report. So we will be visiting them, inspecting the property, but also talking to the tenants about any issues they may have. The second query we had was about the poor condition of communal spaces and the high level of rubbish. We do make every effort to keep areas clean and tidy, but we really do need the support of residents to do that. We would encourage people to reduce their rubbish, recycle as much as they can, and importantly, report any fly tipping that they see. We will continue to work to ensure that communal spaces are kept clean and tidy, and in particular focus on any areas that are fire risks. And that's it from our feedback. Thank you.